Live in the prop shop, making things. You know how it is. Working on a chainsaw still. Looks a little rough. We'll get there though. Yeah, so pretty much we're doing a little piece of scrap metal. So we're finishing up some more of the work on the chainsaw that we made from last week to this week. Yeah, this little piece. Gonna put that somewhere. I'm gonna see if I can totally get it finished tonight, or at least like the majority of stuff finished on it tonight, because we've got a lot of bits like made to put on, but not a total cohesive like end result probably. So we'll just see what we can do, what we can get done. You know, the question is where to start. I kind of want to start by putting this top handle piece on. So I got the bolts and everything that are used for that. So this is the back one, this is the front one. The front is going to go into this piece right here. It is held on right now by two of those, but by the way I made the chainsaw, I can easily take it apart as well as put it together with the proper tools and such, if I remember where I put the screwdriver. Right there, man. And I know this back part looks really rough, but that will be fixed eventually. Probably. I kind of want to do a Reddit AMA Ask Me Anything, but I forgot to change the name. Actually, let's see if I can go change the name of this. Nah, I can't change the name. All right, we'll do it like an Ask Me Anything next time, because that'll at least keep the conversation going, and I won't talk to myself so much. I mean, talking to myself, that's just, I got things to say, you know, man. I've got important stuff. So you see how that popped up like a hood of a car right there? This is just what we wanted to do, because then we're going to put this guy right here. And that is going to look something like this. Put this little beard through there. This guy's flathead, not Phillips, so we need to get the flathead out. Good thing the flathead's right here and easy to find. Haha. Got my hand kicked today. That was fun. Gotta make sure, I made sure both pieces for this were both flathead, so that way they match. Because this chainsaw uses a ton of different screws and bolts to keep it together. Some are flathead, some are Phillips. I just want to get that far in so we can put the front pieces back on. I'm a real American, fight for the rights of every man. I'm starting to feel the blood flow back in my right ring finger, which is nice. So how's it going with you? How are you doing? Doing good? Cool. I was hoping so. Now, that is really starting to look like a chainsaw from the other day. That is what I like to see. We'll have a little bit of wiggle to it. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. A little bit of wiggle to it, but that is a-okay. Next up is not actually attaching this. It is going to be attaching this piece to the side of it. Just like that, baby. I believe it's these two dudes. You gotta make sure. Yes, it is. Alright, I just wanted to see how this fit over it. And now, as you can see, it goes over that piece. And I do not want it to go over that piece. Double check my reference image. Yeah, it should go just before it. So, as much as I like the angle that it's at, it needs to be cut off at about right there. Right there. All right. Gotta change the Dremel head first. That's why you always measure twice and cut once. Measured once, and I put that thing on, realized it was wrong, and I've got to cut twice. That's what happens. But that's really not as big a deal as people make it seem. So what are we waiting for? Let's do it. Alright, take that little piece off, throw it in the bucket of scraps. Now, we'll go ahead and we'll throw the sanding head on there. 10 minutes. Just for a bit of context, the cut was looking really rough, as you can see, and I just want to make sure it's sanded down so that way it's smooth. You know, just in case anything can happen at conventions, and I'd rather not have any rough metal someone can get cut on. So this is just, you know, it's very important. Normally I have a shock jacket that I wear, but for the love of me, I cannot find it. I've got my shop pants on, missing my shock jacket. Yeah, this guy right here, this is close enough to a shop jacket as I'll ever get right now in these trying times. I'm a real American, fight for the rights of every man. There you go. There's the protect the right arm. Oh, protect the right arm shop jacket. Yeah. Okay, that'll be good. Looks good to you, looks good to me. Let's see if I can put the bend on this guy. Yeah, I didn't think so. That'd be really crazy, but all right. These are Phillips. I'm a real American, fight for the rights of every man. Trying to make sure both these are on, you know what I'm saying? There we go. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Turn it this way so you can sort of see what I'm doing. That one is kind of covered in gunk. Grime and grease. There we go. Take this guy off. Really not doing anything for me. Fight for the rights of every man. Now this is really looking like the chainsaw from Evil Dead right here. Groovy. It's got the top part. Like this. Side pop. Whoa. Now we're cooking with gas. All right. Now, really, what's about the final piece is this. Putting that guy on. But a few things need to happen first. We need something here. This is a ginormous hole where kind of, what do you call it? This kind of exhaust part went. So that huge hole, this piece went inside of it. You know, it was on the inside of it anyways. So I took that out, and now there's just kind of a hole there, you know? Really, the way I see fixing that is kind of honestly with some EVA foam, to be honest, yeah. Because it would make it a little more comfy. So I can take a scrap of EVA foam. Let's see. Should have a piece around here somewhere. There we go. Just like a scrap of this cheap stuff, right? I can put a layer on the inside just to cover it. And then once that's plastic dipped and everything, it can look just like, it can look just like real metal, really. I'm not even messing with you. So we'll do that, most likely. That still works. Good. Yeah, this is probably the first time I've been live on a Saturday in a really long time, right? Yeah. Hey, it's been a while. I didn't think it was that out of the ordinary, but okay. This is what we've got. This is what we got done so far. We're fixing that hole right now, the one that lets everybody know, hi, I stick my hand through it. Yeah, this is the first time in a very long time I've been live on a Saturday. What can I say? What can I say? I'm slacking, man. I'm slacking. That was a bad idea. I am eyeballing the heck out of this. I just want to get a piece that'll cover it. So something like that. Something like that. This entire chainsaw is covered in just bits of metal dust. You got to puncture a hole right through there so we can attach this top part on it. And then these bottom pieces really need to be attached. Wherever they go in the bottom here. But yeah, let's see. I am a real American. Fight for the rights of everyone. I'm just gonna throw E6000 on it. I mean, really. You want to do something, you want to do it once, I guess. Whatever. Easiest way to do this would, in a way, take the chainsaw apart, so we'll just do it the easiest way, I guess. No need to try to fiddle around inside the chainsaw, trying to figure out what's going on. I made it so I can completely take this chainsaw apart, no matter what. Nothing is glued on, permanent. Everything either has screws or bolts and nuts, stuff like that on it. So I just take out that guy. I take out this front guy. Then I can take out the guy on the side, and I can completely pull this side off. It's too loose, and then it's too tight. And check this out. Then this last little nut comes off. And then I take the entire side off, just like that. Not as easy as I thought it was going to be, but still, I can still just take it off. So, hey, simple enough, right? Now we've got the inside, and we can kind of make a plan. I can see that this top part needs to be cut. There's a little thing there. All right, cool. So I'm going to put that in there just like that. And I could mark out the inside where I'll need to put all the contact cement. Mark it on this side too, because why not? Then I'll clean out the inside, because right now there's a bunch of just dust and bits in it. This might get a little loud, so that's a fair warning for you. shop vac's pretty awesome. The inside, you can see all the stuff I had to cut out, so that way I could, you know, get my hand through there. Yeah, into this old beast. She's a beaut. Anyways, most of the little dusty bits are gone. I'm gonna grab a little cotton swab here, the cleanest side of it, just so I can sort of rid myself of all of this. The cleaner it is, the better contact cement will take. My mic has auto leveling. I actually did not know that it had auto leveling. That's pretty cool. Maybe I should read the book more when I buy things. Anyways, yeah, I guess the belt sander is super loud. Fair enough. This piece is really thin. So what I'm going to do, since that piece is just so thin, I'm just going to put a little bit of support for it on the back. That way, it doesn't just crunch in real easily. It's got a little bit more give to it. And I'll just put the two pieces back to back like that. And then we'll see if we can get this chainsaw nice and whole. And you know, I kind of thought I wasn't going to have to do anything at all with foam smithing on this chainsaw build, but you know, if there's a will, there's a way. Just because we have it opened up, and it's really never going to be opened up ever again, there's kind of the inside of the chainsaw. Kind of what it looks like. Kind of see how there's enough room for my hand to kind of go like this around that metal thing, or I'll just kind of put two fingers in like I'm making a finger gun, and I can hold it like that pretty easily, just to kind of show you. This is about how my hand fits inside it, so I can do this, or I can just grip it like that, pretty much. It works. I prefer having a bar in there. When I've made every other chainsaw before this, I put a dowel rod on the inside just to hold. But since there's all this stuff that I don't want to waste Dremel heads cutting through, I'm just like, whatever, and just I can hold it like that, or like that, or like that, or like that. And this chainsaw is actually kind of really light. Like, it's metal, it's rugged, it's not going anywhere, but it's not as heavy as, you know, it used to be anyways once I took everything out. This glue is actually almost dry, so I'm kind of impressed where we're going there. While it was drying, I was going to cut the hole in this piece so we can attach this little guy. But we don't even need to do that because of how fast the glue is drying, because I'm taking time talking through it. Yeah, this chainsaw's cool. I just really like the fact that I can completely take it apart and I won't break it. That's what I really like the most about this entire prop, which is great. There's very few props I make that I can completely take apart again, like the Star Wars Riot Baton. I can't take that apart. If I take that apart, it's broken because it's all glued together pretty much. So, you know, that's no fun. But this guy, I can completely take apart. If I ever find a larger blade for it, I'll probably put that on there, you know? Something that works, something that's also old. I mean, this is cool and all, but the blade is normally a lot bigger in it. And I'm going to eventually get a bike chain to put around this, so when I do get that chain, I'll need to take it apart, put the chain around it, you know, do whatever I have to do, and keep it that way. So it's really cool that this chainsaw completely comes apart. I'm a genius. What can I say? I'm a genius. All right. Good. Put that on there. This just adds a little bit of an extra layer, kind of a padding to the entire thing. It's very important. Get that. It's better to have it than not have it. This piece is going in right here. And now it's just kind of nice to know that it's extra padded, it's reinforced. It's not going to bend in super easy. It's going to have a little bit more give to it. That piece will fit in right there. It's going to look like that on the outside. We're going to Plastidip it, you know, seal it, and then we're going to paint it. So it'll be the same red. And I don't have to worry about matching the red too much because I'm going to go over this red. Even though the chainsaw already looks nice and beat up, I'm going to make it look a little bit more beat up and weathered and put some kind of black paint on it just to really fill in all the seams and cracks of this chainsaw. So yeah, it doesn't have to look too, you know, terrible. Just needs to look a little bit worse for wear, just because that's the way I want it to be. Now we'll go ahead and put that in on the inside. All right. Yeah, this would have been a lot harder to do if I would have left the chainsaw all in one piece. I'm actually going to wipe this brush off because it's kind of got some nasty stuff on it. There we go. It picked up some of that metal dust, and I do not need that being inside this and put on every single prop I make henceforth. Woo. But no, once we get this on and then this on, the chainsaw is done until we do some painting and stuff on it. Yeah. It's nice to get this, like, it doesn't need to be done until June. But it's really nice to get this out of the way. So that way, when the convention does come around time, whether or not this is my contest piece or whatever, it's just like the chainsaw's already done. I don't have to stress and worry about hurry up and get it done. It's finished. So I can just pick it up and I can go. So nice. It's so much better than rushing everything last minute, because then everything just kind of looks bad when you rush everything last minute. So, you know. This is good. This is good. It's going to take probably a little longer to dry on the metal. So get some airflow on this piece. Double check the reference image. Yeah, that's looking good. That's looking really good. The old chainsaw, this guy. This guy was made back in 2015. So, 3 years ago. And he is not pretty. That's what we looked like. Bulk of this thing's creation is an old carton jug, and it looks rough. Looks rough. When I first made it, I was like, oh, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever made. I was just like, I made the chainsaw before, and it looked way worse than this out of a milk carton, And then I made this chainsaw, and I was just like, man, this is beautiful. I've really outdone myself. Blah, 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 etc., etc. And now I'm like, I should not have been that impressed by this thing. It's okay, I suppose, but it's really not all that amazing. I still want to see where it's going to land at, In and of itself, it does deserve kind of a spot on the Hall of Fame for me. Just because this was my chainsaw for a few. I want to get that dowel rod out of the middle. It really bothered me. Yeah, I guess it was. It was pretty good. Yeah, no, I especially loved how I did the blade, Like, it's all cardboard and stuff, but I had such a fun time making this look kind of bloody. I had a fun time with all the blood spots and the grease and everything. Like, this was so fun. It was just a fun thing to build. It was awesome. So yeah, but now we got this beaut made out of a real chainsaw. Less, whatever went into it, but still, it was fun. It was good. So that was just good memories. This stuff is mostly dry. This stuff, kind of working on it. Thanks, man. I do appreciate that, though. I mean, really. This is almost dry. I want it to dry up before that dries up. Kind of looking at it in the light here. Gleam and glow, let your power shine. Back the clock, get back what once was mine. I'm just saying that because it's still kind of shining. But anyways, that should be enough. All right, pushing it in, making it all nice and comfy. And now, it's like that, which will be ready to paint over whenever we need. And bada bing, bada boom. Now, can't see my hand when it's in there, can you? Ha ha! Got it. Well done. And because of Chainsaw's incredible design, you can just go ahead. Oh, the blade's got to go back in first. Now I'm going to put them back together. Yeah, Justin, we can't all just... Okay, so yes, you did. You did do that. Don't get me wrong, but I would think still just my point still stands. Okay, you made a hell of a prop. It's still one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. I mean, really, because that thing is friggin' beautiful. But I'm just gonna say, it was a stressful 44 hours, wasn't it? I mean, like, you made that the week of. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible to make things the week of. I'm just saying, like, it's stressful. I mean, I would imagine that would be stressful. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe you're just like, I got this. I got it planned out. I believe you. But for me, if I had to make something of that scale, you know, something that big, the week of the convention, and you've already entered the cosplay contest and whatever, you know, I'd be sweating buckets. That's just me, though. That's just me. Going for 40 minutes. Cool. And then we put the 2 little screws back in, the one, you know, nut back in, and then bada bing, bada boom, we're back in business. Here, I kind of have one little clamp, one little metal clamp back here, though, that I like. But you may, yeah. See, I got to say, something like that, you'd had to have been stressed. So it's good to know. Like, it would be almost unhuman, like inhuman, to be not stressed at all while making something of that scale. But see, we always say that. Like, my engineer wrench that I made, I was so impressed by that thing when I first showed up to SodacCon. And now I'm like, it looks bad. And I made like a new one, and I think, oh, that's way better. But now, like a year later, I'm like, yeah, it kind of looks bad. Like, we always, because we grow and all the props made in the past, you know, they don't grow with us. They don't just somehow magically get better as we get better. They're still just the same old pieces of junk that we made however many years ago. You're just like, oh, that was garbage. I can't believe I thought that was stupid amazing at one time. And you're just like, well, that's just the way it is. Kind of crazy, but like, you're like, man, seeing that progress is what's so amazing, you know, at a prop maker, like going from, you know, an iced tea jug to this is pretty cool, in my opinion, you know. And maybe it's not me completely making it from scratch, but cosplay to me is I try to be as accurate looking as possible because I want it to look cool, you know. I really want it to look cool. I want to feel like that character. I want to look like that character. And yeah, the more realistic we can get it, the better. And this is basically as realistic as it gets because it's made from an actual chainsaw. The only way it'd be more realistic is if it was the actual brand chainsaw. This is just a red chainsaw, and I would jump at a red chainsaw because A, it's the color it needs to be, and B, it's a friggin' chainsaw. So, hey, my chainsaw doesn't work. Take it off my hands? Yeah, heck yeah. So there's that. I need to put a hole right there. So let's do that, shall we? Off to the off screen here, as you can see, you can sort of see this little bit, and you can see this bit. It's a scroll saw. Oh boy, is it a scroll saw. But what's cool is it has this little thing off to the side of it, and it's basically a little drill bit that I've been using, and it's handy because I don't have to use an actual drill. I don't have to whatever. I don't have to use a Dremel. I just got this little dude, right? It's like this cool, crazy tube, and I can just pop it in right there. So, and it's got a little light. I wish the light would turn on. I wish the light would turn on when I do the scroll. When I'm not using the saw, like I could just pop that on really quick, because it's much easier on the eyes. Because this light, I'll just show you. I'll put it on as low as possible. But as you can see, there's light coming from it. But it has this little black thing that doesn't, you know, force it into the camera. This has whatever, but it still has this aura around it that glares. But because it has this thing that totally goes over the light, it doesn't film the camera. The only bad thing is, in order to use this, the saw itself also has to be moving. It's really annoying. I wish I could just turn pieces of it on at once. To be fair, I haven't read through the entire book, so maybe I can do that, but reading, yeah, right. Although now that I think about it, I really should. I have a lot of tools, but I have no idea how to use them. So, you know, I have an airbrush, and people are like, oh man, you got an airbrush. That's so cool. I totally wrecked that thing the first time I did it. I had a little thing of paint, and I was getting ready to do the little airbrush, and it just silver just everywhere. It came out of every orifice of the airbrush, and I'm like, and I haven't used it since, and it's been like 3 years. So I have a really cool airbrush I haven't even touched collecting dust just because I got freaked out the first time I used that thing. Yeah. See? You got it. He gets it. Justin, you get me, man. You get me. Yeah. Hey, if you ever want to part with Sasha, just saying, just throwing that out there. Like, my brother really, he was heavy too. So hey, if you ever want to part with Sasha, I'd probably buy her from you. So if you want to remake her, just just like give me first bid. Really, that's what I would say. Just nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Anyways, let's punch a hole through this thing. Okay. I understand that, actually. Yeah. It'll always hold a special place in your heart. As a prop maker, I get that. Yeah, don't sell it or even give it away, because unless you were just like whatever, but they're just those things that you can't get rid of, like, years from now. I'm the very first chainsaw I ever made, it fell to the wayside, to garbage. And then there's this chainsaw, which I only ever wore to one convention, and then I did a photo shoot with, because I quickly got embarrassed of how it looked. So I'll probably keep the blade of this chainsaw around because I like the blade so much, but the rest of it I'll probably piece out for any parts. But there are some props that I'm never going to get rid of, no matter what. If I ever redo the riot baton, I'm never going to get rid of that one. And I've already redone my American flag, Colonel Stars and Stripes, the Betsy Ross, the stick he uses in Kick-Ass 2. And I'm never going to get rid of the original. The original was made on the wrong axe handle, and I put on a different thing, words in the banner. But how much fun I had making that, I can never get rid of that. And that prop I made 4 years ago, and then I redid this one. There are some props you're attached to no matter what, and I totally get that, man. I need to redo this a little. There we go. Punched a hole through there, so that way we can attach this guy through there also. Now, I am out of little nuts and bolts and washers. I know I have a ton down at the ranch, and I can drive and get those tomorrow, but basically, I'm going to put one of those little numbers through there. Put that up so you can see it. I'm going to put one of those through there, right there. Put a nut on it, put a washer on it, and then, after that, there are 2 more. Actually, I'm going to leave this in here, because I kind of need to mark where these 2 should go. So, let me see here. I'm just trying to figure out how I wanna do this. let's actually move these, because right now they're kind of hitting the side, and I don't want them to hit the side. I want them to definitely hit the underbelly of the thing. So if I turn them at this angle, yeah, more at that angle, really. Yeah, there we go. So that way, when this is connected to the top, these two on the bottom will be put to the side. So let's put this dude back in there. I'm going to put it in like this. All right. And then with that, now that those are flush to the bottom, you can't see it, I'm out of frame. I'm going to put little Sharpie things there. And now, don't want to lose that. Now I've got the parts where I want to put holes in. So I'll just turn it like this on its side. Or, since that's kind of top heavy, see, I've got it all put together, but right now, since I want to do some other things to it, I can, look what was just in the bottom of my shoe. Nice. I'm really glad that didn't puncture all the way through. Dope. Little pin. Yeah, these shop shoes are really just little shop slippers. How long have I been going for? 52 minutes. That's a fun number, 52. All right. So if I want to work on the things on the bottom, I need to remove this part, and I need to remove this part. So this part is more or less in to stay, but I can move this, and it'll swivel. Since this piece has a nut on the end of it, this other piece just goes into a part of the chainsaw that isn't attached to anything, which is nice. It's just, really, it's its own nut that is the chainsaw, instead of getting something unscrewed and lost in the middle. So I'll just take these two things off. Yeah. I found out that I'm really bad at finding out what conventions are even around here. Like, I know the ones that are in South Dakota for the most part, I think. Like, I know that there's SodakCon, and then I know there's SuperCon, which is pretty much South Dakota's big too. But besides that, just to move it. There you go. But besides that, I don't know. And I mean, I know there's those day cons, and then I'm pretty sure that's it. Like, I really am 90% sure that it's just SodakCon, SuperCon, and then the day cons, and that should be it in South Dakota. But like, there's Anime Fargo and there's NDK. Is that right? Yeah. Oh yeah, and all the gaming conventions. GamesCon. So that's. Are you saying like the Dakota like miniatures? Those guys, the Wizards, not Wizards of the Coast. What are they called? They're Mage, right? Midwest something gamers something. I know its acronym is Mage. I just cannot remember what it actually is. So we'll do this, and we'll work from the top of it, even though it kind of looks painful. So yeah, put 2 holes right there, using this bad boy. And then I'll think we'll call it for the night. Although really I'm not doing anything, so anybody who wants to watch it later can either get all the color they want, or just go ahead and wait. This is the plugin, this is the actual thing. All right. But I don't really know, like, if you ask me what conventions are in Minnesota, I'd be like, I have no idea. I have no idea what's in Minnesota. Nebraska, I know they have NebraskaCon, NebCon, and I know they have one more convention. Iowa probably has conventions. I don't know what those are. Like I said, I only know the 2 in North Dakota. I know Wyoming has 0 conventions. There's no way in Hades Wyoming has any conventions because they have 1 comic store, and they also don't have a single game shop that even has Magic the Gathering tournaments, which I think is kind of sad. I know they don't have HeroClix tournaments. I don't know if they have Magic the Gathering or not, but I imagine if they don't have HeroClix, which to be fair is more niche than Magic the Gathering, but still, like Rapid City has a place where you can play HeroClix. Like it shouldn't be that hard. But anyways, I just don't feel like there's anything in Wyoming. Like Montana maybe, but Wyoming, it just feels like that state that's just, they are the ruralest rural you can possibly rurally get in the most rural country in the world. Untrue. Well, I say a great many things, and normally they are false. To my understanding, I think they're true, but then I find out I was wrong. It's not the first time I was wrong. So I was making an assumption there, though. Dungeons and Dugouts in Gillette, Cheyenne. Oh, Cheyenne. I always forget Cheyenne is a thing. Son of a gun. And that is one Dungeons and Dugouts in Gillette. What is a dugout? What is? I've heard dugout used twice for game stores. I don't necessarily know what that's referencing to. But Dungeons and Dugouts, cool, neat. But I just know a few years back they couldn't find a place to hold the HeroClix state tournament, so they held it in Rapid for some reason. In Wyoming, they couldn't find a single place in Wyoming to hold the HeroClix state tournament, so they held one in Rapid instead. And yeah, it's just and like 2 people from Wyoming showed up because obviously, I mean, it's in Rapid City, it's not even in the same state. So I don't know. I know, yeah, HeroClix is way more niche, but still, I guess they do have a cool. I mean, I'm not going to put them past having like. That sounds like more than just a family game store, though. That sounds like a real game store. Because I know in not Jackson Hole, but someplace by Jackson, there was a game store, but I went in and it was just like they played Catan and stuff. I mean, sure, they played games, but it's like they didn't have D&D or stuff like that. They didn't have Call of Cthulhu, D&D, Warhammer. They didn't do anything with miniatures. It was just like they had Catan and like Ticket to Ride, like all those games you see on the shelves that are still technically just board games, but more than just like the Hasbro board games of like Sorry and Monopoly or whatever. So we've been going for about an hour. I'm gonna punch one more hole and I think I'm gonna call it a night just to get it done. Does that make more sound than the belt sander? Kind of curious to know. So hey, those are put in, which means we can kind of put everything back to normal. Like, this metal is so floppy, I love it. Anyways, yeah, this is probably not the best idea on what to make it out of, but I made it out of it anyway, and we're here now. And I can always replace it. That's just the thing. I can always get different metal if I don't. You know, if it comes like a week before the convention, you know, a week before SodacCon, and I just think, you know, this metal is too flimsy and floppy, I don't like it, I can go ahead and change it up anytime I want. Because I can take these off and these off, and then I can take the wood parts off, then I can just get different stuff. So this thing, even with the scroll saw going and this thing going at the same time, it's not louder than the belt sander. Interesting. Wow, the belt sander, that means the belt sander is really freaking loud. Wow, I feel bad because for a while there, that's like all of my videos, I was pretty much just using the belt sander, so crazy. I'm going to put this guy back together for one last look at it, just so we can, you know, check it out for a bit. It's good to know it's not as loud as a belt sander, though. Yo!
Are you recording?
Yep.
You guys want to play a game?
Sure.
Whenever you get ready.
All right. Yeah. Put this puppy back in blah, blah, blah. Put this puppy back in place. Seriously, I love this friggin' chainsaw. Man. It's hard to imagine that I got this over a year ago and then I completely stopped progress. And then I do something last week. And I'm like, huh, I did not know that came off that easily. And once I took one of the inside pieces off, I was like, oh, then let's get this done. And then like a week later, I've got this much progress made on the thing. And it was sitting as parts in a box since last Christmas. Not 2017, 2016. So yeah, it's been about a year-ish since I've gotten a little bit over a year. But hey, this is more or less the finished product. Like, this is as finished as you'll see it until I put some paint on it, you know, put that little metal piece on it that we have going on right there. This is the chainsaw. And I'm going to say, yeah, it looks freaking cool. I really love it. I cannot wait to put some paint on this thing. Just a little bit here. This metal part, a lot of Ash's chainsaws actually just have this metal part, but I think I'm going to make it red. I really do. I'm going to see how that looks. If it doesn't look good red, I can scrape the paint off, and it being scraped off with the silver underneath is going to look actually a-okay, fine, and really cool looking. But the fact that this chainsaw has naturally been sitting in a shed somewhere for so many years, it has all its own rust, you know. I'm gonna take the Craftsman sticker off. That is for sure. Do it right now. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't take the Craftsman sticker off. Kind of like it. Otherwise, this is as finished as the chainsaw is going to be until I put that end piece on, and I'm going to have pictures of this chainsaw, but pretty much this is what I'm saying is you're not going to see the chainsaw on live videos anymore because it's done. I mean, it's this thing is beautiful. Maybe I'm gonna hate it in a few years, but I tell you what, I love it. I love it. Love it right now. Groovy. Groovy. But all right, that's it. That's it for tonight. That is the progress we made on the chainsaw. Let's put it like that. That is the chainsaw. And darn it, it almost looks like I ripped the thing out of evil there. This is still a little wibbly, but I'm okay. That's fine. It's just a matter of putting this part on it and putting some tape on it, and then it's done. Man, that's cool. That's cool. Last year for me, just to elaborate, you know, I like to think of myself as a guy that makes props, but really I've been so busy just working on the Iron Man armor. I only made, I can count them on one hand. 1, 2, that 3, 4. Anything else? Yeah, no, I made 4 props last year. That, you know, anybody can be like, that's less than a prop a month. Yes, it is. Good job on the counting there, Timmy. Yeah, so I made 2 props for engineer. I made the wrench from scratch, from foam, and then I made the shotgun. Used a normal toy shotgun from Runnings as a base, and then I just added 2 bits on it, which was actually really fun. I made the Colonel Stars and Stripes Betsy Ross, and then I made a prop that I gave away pretty much. So this is fun. I made an Anna rifle from Overwatch for a Secret Santa thing. I'm going to keep my hand in the air so no one can see it. Still looking. No one can see it yet. All right, cool. I made a Anna rifle from Overwatch for a Secret Santa giveaway thing. And when I finally got my Secret Santa gift, I wanted to throw up because I had spent 2 months making a Anna rifle, and my gift was an Anna rifle. And I hate Anna. I enjoyed making the rifle. It was fun. I really did. But the fact that yeah, you never saw that get finished because it never did get finished. I completely made it out of foam. I do have pictures I can show you. I completely made it all out of foam, and the guy wanted an unfinished kit so he could paint it and whatnot. So I completely finished it, and well, completely. I finished everything but painting it. I sent it off to the guy. He loved it. What's funny is he specifically asked for Anna stuff, and he's like, oh, it's really cool. I'm already making an Anna rifle, but I really liked looking at just the way yours was made because, you know, based on the sanding marks, and you can kind of look at craftsmanship while you see rifles and stuff. So he really just liked my rifle just to look at and see how I made it. So he's going to put that up. When he makes his own rifle, he'll put it next to that one. And I'm probably going to give him this one because I hate Anna, honestly. When he put in all that work for a few months, and this is an awesome prop, by the way. I'm in no way dissing. I'm not going to say his name, but this dude's craftsmanship, it's amazing. It flips down. Mine never flipped down, so you could remove the canister. The canister itself is a battery pack, which if I flick a switch, I don't remember what, but this little piece right here lights up. You know, it's cool seeing how he made his. It's really sweet. But I hate Anna, just as a character. I don't like her. I'm bad at playing support. I don't like playing support. I don't like sniping. I'm not a sniper guy. I don't like playing snipers. I like playing Soldier 76. That's as close to support as I'll ever get. But yeah, when he sent me this, I was about to throw up. I was like, I spent 2 months making an Anna rifle to give away, and then I get an Anna rifle. Yeah. I hate this thing. It's so cool. It's amazing. The craftsmanship's amazing. It's much better than the one I made, if you ask me. It's way cool. It's way sweet. He used some like cool vinyl stuff here on the end, but just because of my dislike for Anna, and the fact that I made one my own, like look at this. This piece moves for him. He made a piece that moves, so it folds up or whatever. Yeah, but I hate it. I hate this thing so much. And that's not because it's bad. It's just because I made one, and I made one to give away, and then I got one. Yeah, that was kind of depressing. Like, not to make fun of people that have like real depression or whatever, but this sucked. Uh, it's the most ungrateful thing you can say. I was like, oh, it was weird though. What really sucked is because when I said in my thing, I would like weapons from Overwatch, Soldier 76 / McCree. I specified the 2 characters I would prefer weapons from, and he still made a weapon from a class I hate. But it was free. Sorry, well, not really free. I was basically paying for it with the hours in my shop that I spent on something else, So yeah, this sucks. I really hope he doesn't watch this because it's still, I mean, it's awesome, but it sucks, like an Anna rifle of all things. Either way, it's cool, it's neat, it's heavy, it's really sick, it looks awesome, it came painted, I really enjoy it, it's cool and all, but I'm just gonna give it to the dude who I give my Anna rifle to. That way he has 3 different Anna rifles because he's gonna love this. I'm not gonna love it as much, but yeah, I think we're gonna call it there. I'm gonna put this back. But yeah, so I made 4 props last year. This is the first prop of the year that I made. And then I actually have a client who has requested me make a full costume for him, in which there are a few props that go to that costume, a few accessories, if you will. So I want to make at least 12 props this year, no matter what they are, how much work goes into them. So this is number 1. I want to make a prop a month. If I make more, this is basically the prop for January, which is getting done in February. So yeah, that's my goal. Make a prop a month. I want to end the year with at least 12 props, 12 new props, because people ask me, oh, so what do you do? And I'd say, well, I make stuff. Like that's something I want to turn into a cool profession, and I can show them all the props I've made over the years, and it's barely 10 because of the props that I've destroyed or whatever. Yeah, so I definitely want to make more props this year. I want to make more original props. I want to make cooler props. I want to fully finished props. That prop's not finished. The riot baton I made 2 years ago is not finished. This isn't finished yet. It's going to be finished. So that's pretty much my goal for this year, is make more fully functional props. But anyways, we made the chainsaw. We finished up most of the work. It still needs to be painted, etc., etc., etc. But right there, I'm going to call it for this live stream. We're at 1 hour and 14 minutes. I want to thank everybody who came by, stopped by. It was fun. It was great talking to everybody. So now I have almost three people watching when I'm going to finally leave. But anyways, it was really great having everybody on. It was awesome doing the live stream. Everybody, best of luck, stuff like that. Blah, 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 blah. Next week, I cannot tell you what we're going to work on because it is a surprise. So yay. All right, see you guys. Peace. And then I missed the end live stream. I wanted to do it cool. I wanted to click, but I moved the mouse. Try that again. Peace.